Do you want to introduce it or shall I? I don't know. What did you say,
Uh,
Bret?
Hi. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're live. All right. Hi, my name
Yeah.
is Bret Valdez. I'm here with British Invasion.
Sherryton.
The
Yeah,
British
well,
Invasion, right?
yes, I have my sword and my buckler and I'm ready for action.
Yes. Yes. The legendary Tracy Brown has taken us under her wings, so we thought we're gonna step out and we're just gonna dive right into it um and see what we can do. So I don't know if anyone's watching right now, but hello if you are. If you're watching on replay, then hello to you. We are going to be talking about Julian Assange. Hi, musings by Monifa. How are you?
Oh, God bless you, Anifa. Oh, you're such a sweetie. Thank you so much for tuning in to us.
Thank
It
you,
means so much. It means so much.
Marie. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Marie.
Oh, people are showing up.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's
That's
the
lovely.
eye. Tear to the eye. Oh my
Jealousy.
gosh. Unfortunately, I can't see the live feed, I'm afraid.
If
I can't see the convos. I don't
um,
know.
I don't know if you can open my YouTube and maybe you can see it that way. If you go to the live, I don't know, mute it maybe.
See, Brett, this is what I like you, yeah, because you got brains.
Not much, but
Every little helps.
yeah.
Um, all right. What channel? What's the name of the channel
Just Bret
that you're on?
Valdez. Just Bret.
Okay, Wiki. Bret Valdez. Okay, let me bring this thing up. Wicked.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Ooh, filters.
We're gonna get some
Channel.
tea about Julian Assange.
Wow, wicked.
The question we're asking: will he win his appeal for extradition?
Ooh. Babe,
Yep.
I've got a Bret Valdez, but there's something about football on it.
Oh. It's the address is youtube.com/c/Bret Valdez.
Oh, it's with one T, not two.
Yes,
See, that's
darling. Yes, darling.
I had no idea, love. I did not know. All right, let's
Yes, I'm
do
one
this.
T.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm in.
Yes. Okay, so we got musings by Manifa, we've got Marie, we've got Tracy, and Marie is telling us to move our asses and spill some tea.
Okay. Well, I suppose this is the new inaugural video, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah.
for this, yeah. All I have on my YouTube channel are concert videos. So
Ah, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Don't worry. It's gonna be my turn next. Uh, all right.
all right,
Yeah.
first.
Right. I thought it was a really good idea to talk about Julian Assange because I saw this like a couple of days ago, and I figured that even though a lot of my focus has been quite UK based, I figured that Julian Assange, his situation is international. It's an international issue, and I just figured that it might be really interesting to do a reading on it.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anyone else do a reading on Julian Assange, so I thought that it might be a really great idea to try and corner the market, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
And we have
go on.
some how should we say this? Different views on Julian Assange, I think. So, our how do you want?
Well,
How would you say that?
well, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I know some people really love this guy and they think he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Hmm.
Personally speaking, I'm kind of neutral. And the
Hmm.
reason why I'm neutral is because, on one hand, he did give us a lot of information, like the whole world. He gave us a lot of information about clandestine activities of governments
Yeah.
around the world, things that I think it was important for us to know. I believe he was linked with Snowden as well.
Yeah.
And I think that was a world changing event. And I think that we, as the people of the world, had a right to know. However, um, so that's a plus. But for me, a minus is that I feel like, and I don't know lots and lots about WikiLeaks. I'll be honest with you, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Hmm.
But for me, the minus with Julian Assange, where I feel he really messed up, was he kind of did a data dump, and some of the information that he put out, especially personal information, information about names of people, locations, that kind of stuff. Because I think there was someone in the army who was trans. And yeah, so he got some information from this person, and he put out the information and it was completely unredacted.
Yeah.
And personally speaking, I feel like that was an irresponsible move.
Hmm.
Granted, did people have the right to know what clandestine activities their government was up to? To some extent, yes,
Right.
because I do believe that there is such a thing as national security, and there are certain things that we don't necessarily, as citizens or people in the world, need to know, simply for the fact that we don't want our enemies to know or hostile forces to know. But on the other hand, I think that giving out information on people who, I don't want to use the term spies, but people who were agents, government agents who were undercover, giving out their names and locations, I think that was incredibly dangerous and
Hmm.
incredibly irresponsible.
Hmm.
Um, and you know, so there is that. There's that situation as well. That's why I'm neutral on Assange, because I feel like on one hand he did some good things and on the other hand he did some very bad things. And I don't know how many people lost their lives because of what he did.
Hmm.
So I try to, I'm neutral on this, but apart from that, I can't say I know lots about him in a deep way. I don't. I actually don't.
Well,
But Bret, you have a different point of view.
yeah. So I actually used to be a really big fan of WikiLeaks, and
Hmm.
Anonymous, the group, that
Okay.
does kind of the same thing.
Okay.
So I was a fan of the access to, like you said, clandestine information, and I thought it was great to have that resource. However, things changed during the 2016 election, especially when Hillary Clinton was targeted. Okay, so and I don't want to get like too political. However, there was an obvious, well, allegedly, I want to say there was an obvious bias and I don't know whether it was Assange's bias or if it was a higher power that was influencing him, because all the leaks came from the DNC.
Mm,
Nothing came from the RNC.
mm,
It was all about Hillary's emails, um, uh, leaks about favoring Hillary over Bernie Sanders, and basically everything came from the Democratic Party. But nothing, there was no dirt on the Republicans. And look at what the Republicans were doing during 2016, especially with Trump. And I mean, I could go on, but Robert Mueller did publish a book. I'll have to say that. And
yeah.
he goes into it. And so that's my issue with Julian Assange, aside from the fact that he also has some sexual allegations against him too, as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about the sexual allegations, that there was an allegation that he interfered with he sexually assaulted some woman. And I mean, that isn't something that, if I hear something like that, it doesn't exactly endear me to a person.
right.
What I would say, however, though, is at the time when the leaks were coming out about Clinton and the emails, is at that time was seeking sanctuary in the Ecuadorian embassy. So he was already on the run, as it were, although he wasn't actually running, he was
And
just
what was he?
hiding.
And what was he hiding from?
Well, he was hiding from being arrested. Yeah, so he was hiding. Because he knew that the embassy couldn't be stormed and he couldn't just be removed. He basically, it's the modern version of sanctuary. I don't know how many Catholics there are out there, but back in the day, if you were running from the law, the government, even the king, you could run into a church, preferably a cathedral, and seek sanctuary.
Right.
That meant that while you were on church soil, no one could cart you away, arrest you and cart you away, you know. So he basically did the modern day equivalent of that. Now, because he was in the Ecuadorian embassy, I feel that he got incredibly desperate. And when they gave him the opportunity and said, look, you know, we can help you and we can do this and we can do that, he probably thought to himself, well, this is my chance. So he took it. Plus, also, I mean, now this is where it gets into the I have to be careful what I say. Plus, there's also the element of the Putinska involvement.
Yeah.
And Putinska had his plans. And I suppose because Snowden had run to Russia, had to go to Russia, Assange might have been thinking that maybe he might be able to get a similar deal. And I do believe that Putinska was somewhat involved in that particular issue because he had plans.
Right.
However, that's all just allegedly. At the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just some woman who lives in London and who like reads a few cards here and there and, you know, likes to put funny colours in her hair. I don't really know anything. And I will tell you that I don't really know anything. However, that's just like my opinion, man. And I could be wrong.
Yeah, but you know who does know something?
Who's that?
Spirit. And
Well,
Spirit's
Spirit always knows.
gonna tell us. All right. So getting on to the tea of the day, the topic. right? This was Sheraton's idea. We had another topic that we were mulling over, but it just seemed like this was the one to go over at the time. And is he currently appealing? He's in jail.
Yeah. Well, yes, he's actually in Belmarsh. I mean, it's not a modern prison. I think it was built in the Victorian era. It's cold, damp, probably a bit moldy. Yeah, it's not a lovely place to be. If I was going somewhere at Her Majesty's pleasure, it's not where I pick. I mean, I wouldn't want to be at Her Majesty's pleasure, but if I had to go somewhere, it wouldn't be there. Yeah, so he's in Belmarsh at the moment after the Ecuadorians got fed up and said, it's time for you to go. And they flicked him away. So, but yes, so he's trying to avoid extradition to the US on the belief that his life would be in danger if he was extradited to the US. Or he might end up in a black site or something like that. And strangely, while he was in the embassy, he managed to have a relationship with a woman, propose marriage to her, knock her up, have a little baby. So he has all kinds of reasons why he really doesn't want to be extradited to the US, because he won't get to see his child grow up. And you know, he won't be able to be with the woman that he cares about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So, in the interest of saving time, Sherryton and I have already gone ahead and pulled the cards. Because it's already 17 minutes in. We've just been chatting. Of course, we had to introduce ourselves too. So, you know, yeah. So.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good idea for me to pull the cards because I haven't been reading cards for very long. And my process when I'm reading cards is to go, ooh, really? Oh, that's interesting. And nobody wants to sit there for 10 minutes watching me do that. I mean, it'd be quite boring. So I figured I would pull the cards first. However, I will be shuffling the outcome cards.
We both have not pulled an outcome. So we will be doing that at the end of our readings, or after we both read, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I think we'll also have some oracle cards, maybe.
Yeah, that's going to be my outcome cards. I use oracle cards as an outcome card. That's what I use now. But that might change at a later date. It may change.
Okay. All right. Well, who wants to go first?
It's up to you, babe. It's your channel, your rules.
All right, I'll go first then.
Okay.
All right. So, I tried to go into this with an open mind, despite my feelings for Julian Assange and everything. I just wanted to know what Spirit had to say, what the cards had to say. I wasn't going to try to have any influence on it whatsoever. There are some inconsistencies in what I'm seeing, and we'll get to it in a minute. But I'm hoping I can work it out when I'm. Usually, what happens when I do a reading is I look at things and I get confused, and then when I start talking through it, Spirit kind of like sews everything together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, so I did do a Celtic cross. I just felt it was pretty standard. pretty easy to do. The first card I got, and I used the Wild Unknown Tarot. I don't know why. I don't really use this deck that often, but I felt drawn to it. First card I got is the Three of Wands. So I do see him trying to make a new start, right? You see here in the middle of the wands, there's like a brilliant light and everything. So it's almost like starting over is what I'm getting, right? Like, I'm going to start over, maybe even start a new business or a new book. I think he's a writer as well.
Yeah.
But immediately crossing that, I have the Tower. So something along the line is like, no, I don't think so. So something is blocking his new start is what I'm getting here. Now, if you look at this tower, this is a tree because it's from the Wild Unknown, and lightning is striking, and the tree is set on fire. So it's like his growth, and it's on fire. Now, I'm not gonna say that that's an immediate, he's gonna lose his extradition. I'm not gonna say that, but I do see challenges when it comes to whatever this new start is or whatever this new venture that he's looking into. At the base, in the third position, I have the Strength card. And I want to say that he is a I'm trying to be diplomatic here.
You don't have to be. Just say what you want, babe.
I'm wanting to say that he's got quite an ego on him, and I feel like he thinks he's untouchable. In fact, in here is the infinity symbol right here on the lion's head.
Yeah.
The sun is touching him, and I think he just feels as though he's very prideful, obviously. And despite everything that's happened to him, I think he's still feeling like what's that saying? I don't know what the saying is.
Untouchable. Like, no one can touch me. I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. He is an arrogant man.
Yeah, arrogant. Yeah, arrogant. Yeah, that's what I was getting. Arrogant. Yeah. In the past position, I get the Emperor. And this is again him. In the past, being do I still have that open? There was something I wanted to read about it. Something about him being
what, the big boss?
Yeah. Well, thinking
the man with all his fingers in all the pies, controlling everything.
Yes, exactly. So in the past, but this is in the past position. So he's immortal. Musings by Magnificus. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, in the past position is his power dynamic, I think, and that based on the base of the reading in the third position, I think that he still thinks he's head of the roost, and I think he's Maybe a little. He needs a little grounding still. Shockingly.
In other words, he's still a bit obnoxious.
Yes, I think he thinks that he's untouchable.
Okay.
I think that he thinks that he's the ruler of the roost, no matter what. And I almost get a spiteful energy, like say that he does win his appeal, and he doesn't get extradited, and he doesn't face anything. It's almost like he's like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna come back and I'm just gonna, like, a spiteful kind of energy of well, watch what I do next, you know.
Yeah.
Crowning reading. Oh, were you saying something?
I was going to say I'm inclined to agree with that. From what I saw, and I don't want to interfere with your reading, but from what I saw, it does seem there's no humility here. I see no humility at all.
No, really.
None. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. So speaking of humility, crowning reading, I have the Ace of Wands. Now I know you said he has children. This could possibly be another one on the way. I don't know if he's using his children as leverage. I'm kind of getting a pull to that. Like,
Okay.
well, you can't extradite me. Look at my children. I can't leave my children. And, that kind of thing. But I'm also getting, he's always thinking. He's always like, well, I still got tricks up my sleeve. There's still things I can do, to get out of this. And it's like, if you look here at this branch, it's blooming new possibilities, right? And it is a wands card, so
Yeah. The creative energies.
I'm actually getting more like anger.
Oh.
And anger. I think he's really mad that he is being punished for. He's very self-righteous, unobjectively. He's very self-righteous, and he feels that he feels owed because he disclosed this information for people, and he's like, this is how I'm being treated. That kind of energy is what I'm getting. Now, in the future position, I have the Father of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Now, what I'm getting from this is, I don't know if this is a legal team, but what I get intuitively is, how do I say this? I'm wanting to say allegedly, some kind of big backer, who has a stake in his not being extradited because of, and I don't want to name names, but I think other people can draw the conclusion to where I'm going. But I see someone with some stakes in his freedom, and whether this comes to fruition or not, I'm not sure.
Is that's crowning the reading? Is it?
No, this is in the future.
That's in the future. Okay.
So I'm getting a pull to um, I'm not gonna say his name, but
Yeah.
yeah, the person who
Yeah.
everyone is thinking, right? Um,
The Impaler.
yes, exactly.
The Impaler.
Yeah. So, and this could even be hush money. So it could go one of two ways, whether he wants him around or he doesn't. But there's something about this King of Pentacles here, the father of money, the supplier of money, um, having a high stake in this, whatever the outcome is, and um, I'm I did just get a sense of a negative energy. So take that way you will.
Well, I mean, if it's the Impaler, well, that's
Yeah.
hardly surprising, really. But anyway, I'm not saying that he actually impales, but I think people understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. In the what is this, seventh position? Yeah, seventh position. I have the Father of Cups here, and what is seventh position? That's the
Mind.
yeah.
I
So
think that one's the mind, I think.
yeah. So I'm getting uh mm, he's not an emotional person, I don't think. Maybe about himself. um, so I don't know if this is another person. Like I don't know if he has a father. I don't know
Yeah,
why
he
he would
does.
be in this position. I don't know what sign he is.
Well, he's a Cancer, actually. I
Julian
just looked it
Assange
up.
is a
He's
Cancer,
born
right?
the 3rd of July.
Yeah.
And parents, no, it doesn't say anything about his parents. I just looked on Wikipedia.
Okay.
He's got 3 children. Yeah, doesn't say anything about his let's see, early life. Right. He was born in Queensland. I think his mother's still alive. All right. Let's see. Right. Right.
Excuse me while I just consult my because I read something in the book here
Hmm.
that made me think of something. Um wealth of knowledge I got in here. So I
Hmm.
do see him as a very smart person, and obviously he did have a wealth of knowledge. And I think his current mindset, again, it's kind of a theme in the reading, is I still have a wealth of knowledge, and I still have connections, and I still have bonds with people, right? There are still people who will do for me because I'm Julian Assange. And yeah, a black swan, exactly. Isn't it interesting? It's a black swan,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, there's something about black swans in there's something magical about black swans.
It's a great movie.
I haven't watched it. I'm frightened to watch it. I
Oh,
can't watch
wait.
anything where I'm seeing someone put glass in someone's shoe and then someone puts their foot in it. I can't do that. No, no, thank you. No,
Uh-huh.
not for me.
Tracy says he's arrogant. Manifa says God complex. Yes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
God complex. He definitely has God complex, and that's shown out several times here so far, from what I'm seeing. Is he really does think that he's above it all. And the way that I lay out my Celtic cross, I like to put my cards next to each other. And so this would be right next to the strength card here. And so if that tells you even more, this arrogance here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the what is it? Yeah, that smarter than most. God complex, you know. By the way, if you weren't here, the strength that this is in the third position at the base. Okay. All right. So in the environment, which is the eighth position, right? Yeah.
Mm.
Now I have the Nine of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Wish card. This is also the Greed card. Is
Yeah.
I sometimes interpret it.
Yeah, I think it's also called the Smug Merchant.
Smug merchant, yeah. So
Yeah.
like if I were to use the Rider Waite, it would be, that guy sitting there like this,
Yeah, and he's got all the pentacles
Yeah,
above his head.
all of his,
Yeah.
and it's in the background. It's like, this is
Yeah.
mine. This is mine.
Yeah. Mm.
I earned it. You're not taking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
again, I like to see what cards are next to each other. And I've got that King of Pentacles looking right over at the Nine of Pentacles.
Okay.
So in the environment, to have this, I want to say that he thinks that he can buy himself out, or there's a possibility that he doesn't have the money anymore, and because how long has he been in prison, or extradited period?
Ooh.
Or not extradited,
Well,
on the run, whatever it's called.
Moran, I think he was in the Ecuadorian embassy for was it like 7 years or something like that? He was in there. But he was
Yeah.
there so long that people they couldn't stand him any longer. They were like, "Get this geezer out of here!"
Yeah.
So he was there for a long time, and I think altogether maybe he spent about 7 or 8 years on the run. He might have spent between 5 to 7 years in the Ecuadorian embassy, and he's been in Belmarsh. I think they put him in prison. I think he's been there since 2019, I believe. I could be wrong. I can check Wiki and find out. But I think he's been there since 2019. Okay, let's see.
Another while you're doing that, another pull I'm getting to this is I want to say his fanboys or people that are kind of his blind allegiance, or even people who truly believe in him, could also have something to do with funding some kind of legal defense or something like that. But here, if I have it right next,
there's a funding page on the internet where if you type in his name, yes, if you type in his name, they have merchandise and all kinds of things and donations and stuff like that to fund his legal team. So what I'm getting here is in 2010, Sweden issued an international arrest warrant for Assange. And the allegations were over sexual misconduct. Assange said the allegations were a pretext for his extradition from Sweden to the US, right? He lost his battle against extradition to Sweden. Yeah. He breached bail and took refuge in the embassy of Ecuador in 2012. He was granted asylum and he was there until 2019 when they decided that he had to go. Yeah. So, yes, on the 11th of April 2019, Assange's asylum was withdrawn because, well, as you said, arrogant, obnoxious. And then,
Criminal.
um, and then, so he ended up going to prison in Britain. So from April 2019, he's been, oh yes, he was found guilty of breaching the Bail Act and sentenced to 50 weeks in prison.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then the US unsealed an indictment against him. And that was, So he's been in prison since 2019, April 2019, in this country. So, yes, he's been in Belmarsh since then. And frankly, from what I hear of those prisons, especially Belmarsh is the place they send you if you're criminally insane.
Yeah.
So it's a really unpleasant place. It's awful. I mean, they're all awful, but that's got to be one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right. Well, we're 40 minutes in. We still got to get to you, so I'm gonna hurry up here. And the next position I have in the hopes and fears, the magician. So again, just a common theme throughout the entire thing is like, just wait till you see. I've still got more up my sleeve.
Yeah.
You know.
Perfect.
You know, the magician card has one of every symbol. There's an infinity symbol again on here, and he just really thinks, you know, he's untouchable, right?
Yeah. To me, it reminds me. We used to have a very popular battery in this country, and it was called Ever Ready. It was before Duracell became the #1 brand, right? And between Eveready and Duracell, I'm imagining the bunny with the symbols going like this. With the symbol. Yeah. And you see the infinity symbol. And I'm just thinking, this man goes on and on and on.
And that's another thing. He won't stop. He won't shut up. Like he's like, he's really, really, really full of himself. Like I just don't like his energy. I don't think he's a nice person. And I think he was bought. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. I didn't pull a final outcome, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle real quick and ask Spirit for a final outcome. Julian Assange. Huh?
Yeah, I'm not saying don't pull your card. I'm just going to say, before you give us the final outcome, do you want me to do my reading and then we do the final outcome together?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, when I was doing the reading, I saw a number of themes. I saw themes of strength, endurance, standing your ground. I also saw themes of coming towards the end of a cycle. I saw argumentativeness, argy-bargy, which basically means you're having an argument. It's not really about anything, but you're having a go anyway. And it never really gets resolved. So I saw that. And I also saw things moving forward quite quickly. I saw a number of things here about new starts, new beginnings, new ventures, new something or other. So to start this reading off, first card I pulled was the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. With this card, I feel like the wheel goes up and it also goes down. And if it's down long enough, it can come up again. So I feel like his fortunes are about to change. That's what I feel.
Cool.
Now, this is crossed by the Seven of Wands. So this is about him standing his ground, standing in his truth. I'm saying his truth. I'm not saying the truth. I'm just saying his truth.
His truth.
So this is about him. Yeah. So he's standing in his truth, and what he believes is right and good and just. And yeah, he's not backing down. This man, there's nothing here that indicates any level of humility. Yeah. Nothing here that indicates in any way, shape, or form that he misstepped, made a mistake, did anything wrong. Now, at the base of the reading, I pick up the Lovers. Now, I'm getting two things here. And the two things I'm getting is, on one hand, there's a choice that has to be made. But on the other hand, I'm getting his fiancée. I feel like his fiancée is she does play an important role. I do feel like she's really, really fighting for him. I could see that when I saw the news report of her there. She was very upset, but not in a kind of I'm crying kind of way. Very adamant that this is an injustice, it's a miscarriage of injustice, and I'm gonna get my man out of this. That's how I felt when I saw her. And this is an indication that the two of them, he knows that while he's inside and he can't do much, she's outside and she's fighting for him with everything she's got.
Right.
Now, in the past, I have the Eight of Cups. So I have him walking away. And I guess it's relevant in as much that the whole situation with WikiLeaks and how everything blew up and everything that happened, I get the feeling that he walked away. He was ready to walk away. Because I think that with the allegations of sexual misconduct that were made against him, he was saying that he felt these allegations were trumped up charges. And he got the feeling that they were determined to get him. So he was ready to walk away. And he kind of did, but he kind of didn't at the same time. So he left a lot of things behind.
Yeah.
Now, crowning the reading, I get the Ace of Pentacles. Now, for me, this means new money, new starts, putting down new roots.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's an ace, and there's more than one ace here, I believe that he will actually win the appeal against the extradition. In fact, I believe that very strongly, that he's going to win this appeal. I believe that there's going to be new sources of revenue for him. So there'll be new money coming his way. Where this money comes from, I don't know. But there's new money coming his way. He's going to put down roots with new sources of revenue. And I believe that he's going to win the appeal. Now, in the immediate future, another ace. It's like a double ace. So, yes, I do believe that he is going to win the appeal. I think this, and he's going to win the appeal by using his brain. It's the greatest tool he's got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know the man, never met him. I think it's fair to say that he's not shy, retiring, standoffish kind of, demure wallflower kind of guy. That's not him.
Mm-hmm.
However, whatever failings he may have in his character, as I said, I don't know him, so I can't say whether his character is a failing or not. But whatever failings he may have in his character, he's a highly, highly intelligent man. It's a shame that he didn't consider the human cost of what he had done. And to be fair, I don't know if he's learned his lesson, but he's about thought. He's about cognitive function. He's about, if this is the logical way to go, regardless of feelings, regardless of people getting hurt, I'm going to do what I'm going to do because I think it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And I'm always right. So there's that. Now, I have in his mind, mentally, his mind is going really fast. But I also get the feeling that things are going to move fast. Even though this is not necessarily in the environment, I think that mentally he's a quick study. I think that his legal team are a quick study. I think that they've got a lot of parts moving and they're moving towards a goal and they're moving at a fast pace. So I don't expect this situation to be, how can I put it? The situation with the extradition and the courts, I don't expect it to drag. This isn't going to drag. I think it's going to move pretty quickly. But I have no idea when the court date is. But that's just what I'm getting from the Chariot card. Now, in his environment, it's being steadfast. It's putting up your defenses. It's saying, I'm ready. It's reminding you to stand strong. I mean, there's so many cards here that say stand strong. There's the Seven of Wands, stand strong. Yeah. There's the Ace of Swords, standing strong, right? There's this card, standing strong. This is not a man who's going to be like, you know what? I realized I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. You'll never get that from this man.
Nope.
And to be honest, I mean, although I didn't pick it up in my reading, Brett, I think you're absolutely right. This is a guy who's like, you know, I believe this, and I'm going to continue to believe this, and there's nothing you can do to stop me from believing this.
Mm.
And I think he's angry. I think he is really angry. I think that he really is like, if you thought that was bad, watch what I do next.
Right.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Because he's standing in his power, for want of a better term, and he's not giving up without a fight. And he's not going to back down because he feels like enough of his life has been taken with this whole thing. Now, in the hopes and fears position, this is the only soft card, well, apart from the lovers, this is the only soft card I see here. I do think that with everything he's been through, even though it may appear, especially with him being the person he is, kind of arrogant, kind of stubborn, not willing to give ground, I think that with the experiences he's had, I believe that he's come to appreciate family. I think that he's come to appreciate having people who genuinely care about him, who are willing to fight for him. And I'm not just talking about his fans, I'm talking about on a personal level. I think that he does have a desire to want to get out of prison so he can see his children grow up. I think being a father to him is very important. So I think this is what he wants. However, and this is at the end of the reading, being a father to him is very important. However, the battle continues.
It's that card we keep pulling.
The battle continues. There's going to be a lot of argy-bargy. There's going to be a lot of arguments. There's going to be a lot of fighting. Infighting. And I'm thinking, and I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm thinking that if he manages to get out quickly, I'm not sure if his relationship will continue. Sure if the relationship will stand. I think that if he gets his freedom soon, I think that he and his fiancée, I don't think they will be getting married.
It's almost like back to his old ways is what it kind of makes me think of. You know?
Yeah, because on some level, I think that even though he hasn't learned his lesson, I think on some level he's developed a greater appreciation for the people who are actually in his life, and definitely for his children and for fatherhood. But between him and his lady, I'm not sure. If he's let out soon, I don't think they will continue. But more than that, more than that, the fight continues. Because this is a man who can't stay out of trouble. He cannot stay out of trouble. He's going to do some shit. Sorry, pardon my language. I do apologize. But he's going to do some stuff and find himself in hot water again. Now, I think the water's going to be quite as hot as the water he is currently in? Possibly not. But he is going to find himself in hot water again, I do believe. Because I think you're right. I think that this man is angry. I think that this man, he wants revenge. You know that James Brown tune? I'm mad and I want revenge. That's how Julian Assange is. So he's going to find himself in hot water again sooner or later. And yeah, you know, but hey. So there you go. That was my reading.
Right.
All right.
So he's gonna win his appeal.
I believe so. I believe that he will win his appeal.
Okay.
Crowning the reading, you got the Ace of Pentacles. Ace cards are generally yes cards. And crowning the reading. So if it's crowning the reading, I believe that is a yes card. And plus, in the immediate future, Ace of Swords. To me, that's another yes card. It's like a yes and then a yes. So will he win this appeal? Yes, I believe he will. Will he manage to get out of prison quickly? I don't know. But that wasn't the question we asked. We just asked, is he going to be able to win this appeal against being extradited to the US? And I think the answer to that is yes.
I didn't get enough ones for me to say that it'd be a fast thing. I only got one ones card.
Okay. Yeah, I got 3 ones cards.
Okay.
3. Yeah.
All right. Let me check for my final outcome for the tarot, and then I'll pull a couple
What's the final outcome?
oracle cards as well.
I'm trying to think if I should ask for the final outcome of the appeal, or should I ask for the final outcome for Julian Assange in this particular situation, like with the prison. But you know what?
Well, you already got your final outcome for the first question, right?
Yeah, I did. So I'm gonna ask as okay, what is the final outcome for Julian Assange? His imprisonment. Will Julian Assange be freed? You know, I guess I could ask that. What is the final outcome for Julian Assange in this situation?
So while you do that, my final outcome for the tarot is the Knight of Swords.
Okay.
What does this mean for the final outcome? It's called the Son of Swords, by the way, in this deck. By the way, it's an owl. That's a big theme that's been going on.
I think the Knight of Swords is one of those knights who will rush in, and not quite like the Knight of Wands, but he'll rush in and he'll tear the place up. He's not the kind of knight you want to invite round for dinner, generally speaking.
So what does that mean for his release or for his appeal?
Rapid comings and goings. forthrightness, sudden changes, an unexpected situation, an important event related to a matter of intellect or conflict, swift or impulsive actions. What do you see here? What stands out to you, babes?
A matter of considerable importance is emerging in your life. You may be about to move or embark on a creative project or a long journey, possibly related to business. So, intuitively, what I'm getting is this would be a yes card for winning the appeal. However, I don't, like you said, I don't see him getting off scotch-free. Like, maybe he wins the appeal, but he's gonna get back in trouble. You know,
Yeah, oh yeah.
he's moving too fast with the sword. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this is his truth. Maybe he's gonna, like I said earlier in the reading, you don't know what I still got, and he's gonna do the same thing, get himself in trouble, and he's gonna get arrested again. This is what I'm getting. He's gonna get arrested again, and I don't know how many times he can be, try the same thing and not get extradited to the United States if he's releasing information that are leading to murders or suspicious deaths, that are leading. It's espionage is what it is. Okay.
Well, okay. Well, let's see.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense. I mean, it does make sense. As I said, there was some point during your reading where I was just seeing the Duracell bunny going smash, 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 smash with the symbol. Yeah. I just thought to myself, yeah, he's right. This guy ain't gonna give up. He's literally gonna be like a Duracell bunny, and he's constantly gonna be going at it.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised you said that. Now for my final outcome, maybe because I'm using oracle cards, and maybe the reason why I got this as a final outcome maybe is because it's some advice for him. It could be some advice for him. So this card, to me, when I look at it, it says it's showing me meditation. Mm-hmm. It's showing me going within, quieting the mind. I think this card is more about advice for him. Now, he probably doesn't believe in tarot or anything like that. I'm sure he doesn't. But, as I said, I'm neutral when it comes to this. I can see the good that has come about from him being in this world. I can see the bad that has come about. And I guess my hope for him is that he acknowledges the mistakes that he's made. But I don't think he can do that without quieting the mind. So I'm going to read the advice by the oracle cards. The key concepts here are meditation as a commitment, the need for silence, peace within despite chaotic outer conditions, letting go of the monkey mind, and mindfulness. Now, To me, when I think about the monkey mind in relation to Julian Assange, I just quoted you that that James Brown lyric, yeah, the payback, the big payback. I'm mad and I want revenge, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the monkey mind in play. But he's had a long time in prison. By this time, he needs to use the time he's still there and gain some mindfulness. Life is chaotic, busy, loud, frenetic, and overwhelming. Some days, all that noise is like the roar of thunder echoing around you, and it feels like you're being pummeled by a rainstorm. In spite of the surrounding din of the world, today you need to slow down and find a bit of peace. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Make a commitment to be still, if only for 5 minutes. His mind is constantly going and going and going and going and
Yeah.
going. He needs to quiet his mind. He needs to make a commitment to be still. All that time he spent locked up in a cell, his mind's been constantly going and going and going. He needs to slow it down. And it's not slowing it down doesn't mean you can't think. You can still think, but slow it down. Now, count your breaths and be mindful of every one of them. Know that you have all the time in the world to do the things that need doing. Our core beliefs about the world originate in our thoughts and feelings, which then become our perceptions. If our thoughts are all over the place, that is how we will experience the outer world. In other words, if you think the world is full of awful people doing awful things in dark corners all the time, then that's going to be the wolf you feed. That's going to be how you live your life. Not everybody's doing that. And even those who are, sometimes it's wiser to keep a still tongue. What if the outer world didn't matter at all? What if at our center there were a place that is always calm, where the mind doesn't have a million things to say, where problems and challenges aren't nearly as important as we think they are? He is being challenged and it is important, but getting revenge is not as important as you think it is. Today it requires you to take an internal break and go to that silent place to regroup. Meditate on the stillness within. Choose a peaceful mind and nothing else. You will be amazed by how easily everything falls into place once you do. If you want a better life, if you want to enjoy your life, I would counsel you, Mr. Assange, to meditate on the stillness within. You're locked up in a cell. What else are you going to do? Stop your brain from going round and round and round. Find stillness.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Well, that was heavy, and I have to say, once again, we're on the same wavelength. I pulled from my Sacred Spirit oracle. I also pulled from my Sacred Earth. So Sacred Spirit and Sacred Earth. That was a coincidence. The first card I got for Sacred Spirit is Awakened Spirit, Desire to Change. That's number 4. And this to me is telling me well, yeah, it's change. Like the same kind of the same things that you were saying when you're reading that definition. You know, learn to slow down, learn to release, learn to actually, well, and then let me just skip ahead here real quick because it kind of goes with it. The card 36, Third Eye Vision, Reclaim Your Mind. I think he's lost his mind a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and this makes me think meditate, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like to meditate, you know?
And counseling. I think he has to acknowledge the fact that it's not just the situation it's not just what's happened, it's also the situation he's been in. It's not been a natural situation. And because it's not been a natural situation, and there's all these restrictions that have been imposed on him from outside, he is going to need counseling in order to come to terms with what's happened and in order to find peace within himself, because he desperately needs peace within himself.
Yeah,
If he doesn't get that, then it will be very sad for him.
yeah. The last Sacred Spirit card I got was Ascended Masters, Create Open Communication. And if you see here, there's some almost like branches in his third eye area. And I'm really getting a pull to, he really does need to do some spiritual work on himself. I think he's quite low vibrational.
Well, if he wasn't before, he is now. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a call quite literally to reach out to those ascended masters, those more powerful, and create open communication. I mean, that's what he was doing with WikiLeaks, right? But I think this is with himself and with his ascended masters. He needs to focus more on that and less on trying to be the God complex, the magician, stop focusing on all that and just get back to himself. And to go along with that, from the Sacred Earth Oracle, I have the Perspective card. This is a self-reflection. Perspective. Like what? I think he's always been missing that perspective on anything other than what he was doing. I think his perspective needs to change.
Yeah, I think he needs to. I don't think he's very self-aware.
No.
I don't think this is a person who's very self-aware.
No.
And I think sometimes, he doesn't know how he comes across. I think that if he altered his perspective and tried to look at things from a slightly different point of view, I think that he would find that tremendously helpful. Because although I can understand his rage and his anger are going to end up, he's going to end up in the same place again, or in a similar circumstance again. Yeah. And sometimes you have to ask yourself in life, do I want to be happy or do I want to be right?
Right. So, funnily enough, to go along with that again, consistency. And look here, we've got the Sun, the Strength card, again. So I don't think that he's interested in doing a lot of self-examination at the moment. I think he's happy to be consistent with who he's always been, and this is what's going to lead him into trouble if he doesn't follow the guidance of these other cards here. And to go one step further, revolution. He needs to change. Interestingly, WikiLeaks was a revolution, right?
It was.
It revolutionized public consciousness about clandestine things, about government, about things that are going on behind closed doors. Some things that we need to know. However, I think he was bought. Obviously, he was bought, and his revolution kind of. I think he's where he belongs at the moment, because of what he got himself into. And to get out of it, he's going to need a revolution. He's going to need to change.
Well, I think the revolution that he needs will be one that will happen within. He needs an internal revolution within. It has to take place in his heart. Yeah. Well, that was super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a nice card. This is revolution here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, there's a glare there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a nice card. What's the name of that deck?
This is the Sacred Earth Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno and Leela J. Williams. Artwork by Helena Nelson Reed.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really it's obviously Native American kind of inspired there. Yeah. The feathers in the hair. Yeah, beautiful deck, really good. So little tree of life thing on the back there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, oh crumbs. We've 1 hour and 22 minutes.
1 hour and 22 minutes. So, you love Tony? Oh, what else do you have by her, Tracy? Or do you know her personally, maybe?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. I guess you both got different things, but the same thread, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that our cards were showing us different aspects of the same situation.
Mm-hmm. A lot about personality too.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Marie,
think
Marie says, awesome reading, guys. Thank you very much,
Marie. Oh, thank you so much, Marie. Thank you. Tracy. I'll show you tomorrow. I love it.
Anifa. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you guys
so much. If you guys knew how nervous I was, I did my full face, and Sherryton called me and I said, I've made a whole mess of it. You should see me. I look like a circus clown. I tried to go a little pop of color, and all of a sudden I look like a damn drag queen. And I was like, all right, tone it down. So Sherryton's like, you know what? Why don't you just wipe your face down? We do your makeup. And I said, no, you have to sit there with me and you have to rein me in because I'm gonna want to go. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. She says, great job.
No, you know what?
It is advanced. The artwork is stunning.
I just want to, I want to say thank you to everyone as well. You guys have been so supportive and so encouraging this whole time.
Thank you, Wolverine's Claw. Thank you so much.
You guys are awesome. And hold on. Oh yeah, that's me. Yeah, I just sent a message to the guys in the chat saying, thanks, guys. You guys are great.
Oh, that's you. Well, thank
But
you,
yeah.
Sherryton. We
Right,
are pretty good.
But yeah, no, I mean, you know, all you guys, you tuned in for us, you supported us.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
anyone
thank you
watching
so
on
much.
playback, you know, thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we hope I don't know, I think the whole I mean, I guess you got a few yes cards, but the way I got something about him, it's not over quite yet. I think he just is always looking for trouble, maybe. You know, you think?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, man, that bunny.
Yeah. Do you guys
Yeah,
have any comments or anything about Julian Assange or his appeal or anything like that? Any
yeah, yeah.
thought?
What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
I'd love to know because I don't want to live in an echo chamber. I mean,
Yeah.
she feels differently than I do, so it's not quite an echo chamber. But
Yeah,
I'm open to hearing others' opinions and thoughts and feelings.
yeah, yeah. Ah, okay. Well, you know what? Yeah,
Chase, you
the
want to
rebels.
challenge the U.S.? Okay.
Yeah, rebels exist for a reason. Sometimes things need to change, and sometimes the only way to change things is to blow something up.
They
Not
do.
that I'm not endorsing terrorism. I mean metaphorically, not actually, because you
They
know,
do, but I don't
building.
think that they need to conspire with foreign countries to interfere with elections. Allegedly.
No, no. I agree. I absolutely agree. I think that anything that undermines democracy is a problem and it needs to be dealt with.
Right.
Um,
If you're going to leak
India
the
Post.
DNC, you also need to leak the RNC, right? Keep it
Oh
even.
yeah,
Keep the same
yeah,
energy.
exactly. Balance. You've
Yeah.
got to balance things. Yeah, you know, I believe in that 100%. You've got to
Metaphor.
balance things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But oh yeah, tomorrow I think we're doing Adele, aren't we?
I think we're going to do Adele, you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you know, Adele has canceled her tours. Well, she's postponed. And there's some theories going on. Some that she's just a big old diva and she didn't get what she wanted, which take it or leave it. She was tearful and she said that her stage was just not going to be ready and her tour was just not up to her standards. And
Mhm.
that's her story and she's sticking to it. However, I think there's some other theories that Sherryton brought up.
Yeah, apparently it looks like she was having arguments with her stage set designer manager person, the person in charge of designing the stage set.
Yeah.
Something about her not wanting to stand in water or something. I don't know. But it looks like it wasn't merely a matter of the stage set not being ready. She was clashing with this woman, as Bret says, being a diva. But I feel like there's more than that behind it. I feel that it could also
Yeah.
be um, nerves as well, because apparently she, like a few other famous singers, um doesn't really like performing live that much. She gets super anxious.
Terrible stage fright. Always has been. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
And
that's
this will be for her first show in front of other than her celebrity friends in
really,
5 years. Yep.
yeah, quite a few years. And also it was like a Vegas residency. So yeah.
Tracy says she's having relationship issues as well. We'll look into that too.
Yeah, we'll check all that out. So
it's too big. You mean the show's too big, Tracy? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
See, the Vegas thing I think she could handle because it's weekends with Adele. It's just 3 days a week or 2 or 3 days a week. And it's only a couple months. Yeah, Vegas is a big deal. Yeah. Britney revolutionized Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. True. That is true.
She made it cool.
Yeah, so we'll be having a look at that tomorrow. Are we going to do this on my channel or your channel? What do you want to do, Bret?
Yeah, your channel should be set up by then, right?
Yeah, I already put in the request to StreamYard, and it said it's going to be 24 hours. So yeah, my channel sorted.
Vegas concept is too big. Okay. I understand. Yeah, I think she was having she used to have issues with her vocal cords. She had vocal surgery back in bloody, what was it? It was when the right before Skyfall came out, I think. Or right after.
Well, 2017.
No, it was before that. And she did have to have surgery. Brittany did it because she had to, because of the conservatorship. She had no choice. Unfortunately. But I don't want to go down there. Yeah, Adele's skinny now.
All right,
there's a lot we can look into Adele, huh?
Yeah, shall we call it a wrap so we can have something to talk about tomorrow?
Yeah, so guys, we're gonna hopefully be on Sherryton's channel tomorrow. And I will leave a link to her. I don't have a link to her channel right now in the description, but once this is done processing, I'll put the decks we used, link to our social media, anything like that you want to follow us, and a link to Sherryton's channel, where tomorrow we're going to be talking about Adele.
And it'll be my first video on my channel.
Yes.
Ever.
First, yeah. This is my first tarot video, so thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you, I don't know, learned something. Learning is cool.
I'm just here for the gin and tonic. Cheers.
Yeah, and I don't drink, so I have no relief. All right, thank you guys so much. If we want Tracy, Sherryton, you want to go down and say bye to people?
Yeah, okay. Bye, Tracy. Thank you for
Tracy, Manifa. Thank you guys so much for sticking around.
Marie and Manifa.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody for sticking around. You know, you guys.
Yeah.
It does mean a lot. It really does.
Mean a lot. Thank you. Good night, Tracy. Thank you so much.
Good night,
our mentor, Tracy. Our
our mentor.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Tracy. All right, guys, we're gonna end it here, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, on Sherryton's channel to talk about Adele.
Yeah, we're gonna chat about Adele, local girl.
Lovely girl.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.